Spirituality that eliminates anger doesn't enlighten, it castrates. People believe that anger is something bad, that feeling anger means weakness, lack of evolution, lack of control. That is a lie. Anger, shame, and fear are not flaws. They are life energy that has been misdirected. When you learn to work with these emotions, you are not becoming better. You are reclaiming parts of yourself that were fragmented throughout your life. Anger has been demonized. You were taught that spiritual people don't feel anger, that anger is ego, that the right path is always silence, calmness, acceptance. But a half truth is always a full lie. Anger does not need to be eliminated, it needs to be guided. Anger is where our life force lives, our power to break patterns, our ability to say enough. When anger is repressed, it doesn't disappear, it transforms into procrastination, anxiety, guilt, impotence, silent resentment. When anger is transmuted, it becomes focus, courage, clarity, action. The problem was never feeling anger. The problem is losing consciousness inside it. One thing is to feel anger and explode against the world. Another thing is to feel anger and finally break free from what is making you sick. Anger exists to protect boundaries. It arises when something essential in you is being violated. And here is something important. Staying silent when you should speak is just as destructive as shouting when you should remain silent. Reflect on that. Not all silence is virtue. Not all firmness is ego. No one taught us how to deal with our emotions. We learn to repress them, to over spiritualize them, or to discharge them without awareness. And there is a fundamental key here. The same consciousness used to hold sexual energy without losing yourself in it is the consciousness that allows you to hold anger without losing your head. The more present you are with your vital energy, the more present you become with all of your emotions. There are different types of anger. Not all anger comes from the shadow. There is conscious anger. The true master is not someone who is peaceful all the time. It is someone who remains conscious in every state. Not all sadness is bad. Not all pleasure is good. And in the same way, not all anger is destructive. Shadow anger is reactive, automatic, visceral. It reacts to survive. Conscious anger is present, firm, and clear. It does not attack, it protects. Ancient traditions understood this. Christ driving the merchants out of the temple, the wrathful forms of Buddhism, archetypes that use force to preserve truth and order. Myths are not fantasy, they are maps of human consciousness. When anger is purified, it becomes sacred, and sacred anger serves to set boundaries, say no without guilt, end cycles, sustain decisions, make things happen. The greatest mistake on the spiritual path is trying to eliminate anger. That does not lead to enlightenment. It creates empty, passive people disconnected from themselves. The path is not repression, it is guidance. It is not about eliminating emotions, but placing them in service of consciousness. The spiritual path is not an inner war, it is a dance. And anger, when understood, stops being an enemy and becomes an ally.